Good morning and welcome to Cooley Outdoors. I'm your host, Brandon Scott, and with me today is friends. She's asleep for the camera. Such a good little munchkin.
Wakey wakey.
Nope, too late. Anywho, it is a nice fall Friday morning. We are at Ohanapecosh in Mount Rainier National Park, and we are going to be hiking the Eastside Trail. If it was sunny out and nice out, we would have gone up to Sunrise and gotten done something up there. But because it's not sunny out, you're not going to see the mountain. So, in my opinion, there's no point going to Sunrise if you can't see the mountain. So we're going to go walk a forested river valley and hopefully go see some waterfalls. What else is there to say? Normally, you do this trail, if possible, you get a car shuttle and you go from the top down. But we don't have a car shuttle, so we're parked at the bottom and we're going to go up and back. So we're not going to do the entire East Side Trail. That'll hopefully come in a later video that I'll post there. But yeah, let's go get on the trail and go see some waterfalls. So as we are in Mount Rainier, we're obviously going to be using the Mount Rainier books. Shocking surprise, I know.
Books.
So first one, 50 Hikes in Mount Rainier National Park, 4th edition by Ira and Harvey. Number 35, East Side Trail. Of course, both of these books are going to talk about the one-way downhill. So normally you'd start either at Deer Creek or you'd start all the way up at Chinook Pass and come down to Ohanapecosh. And one way from Deer Creek down is 9 miles. And I think one way from all the way up at Chinook Pass down to Ohana is like 15 or 16 miles. So that'd be a good one-way day hike. And you pass probably something like close to a dozen waterfalls in that 9 miles. 1,500 feet down from Deer Creek. It's something like 3,000 feet of elevation drop from Chinook Pass, but we're not doing that. We're just going to be going part of the way to where the Ohanapecosh River leaves the trail and goes up into the mountains, and that's only going to be an 11-mile round trip, and that's only going to be something like 800 feet elevation gain, if that. So it should be a pretty easy hike. Waterfalls. Yes, it's September. The waterfalls aren't going to be the biggest and the prettiest, but, you know, it'll still be nice. Be hopefully a pretty lonely trail. We'll have the whole day to ourselves. This is Chinook Creek Falls along the East Side Trail, which is further above than where we're going. It'll actually be the only section of the East Side Trail I haven't touched after today. Munchkin can hold book. She's such a good book holder. Very good book holder. The Day Hike series. That is published by Sasquatch Press, I think that symbol is Sasquatch Press. So the Day Hike series, they do a whole bunch of them. Mount Rainier, North Cascades, Central Cascades, so on and so forth. Mount Rainier, 2nd edition by Ron Judd. East Side Trail. This one says it's only 7.25 miles. Oh, that's to Stevens Canyon Road. So that's skipping the section between Stevens Canyon Road and Ohanapecosh, which goes by Silver Falls, was probably the highlight of the whole trail today. Only allows 1,000 feet, so on and so on and so on. Best season is August to September when there's no bugs, but the water is lower. Hopefully you'll also come out here and do this in July when the water is absolutely ripping and the waterfalls are gorgeous, but that's a different time. So, for reference, this is why I can't have nice things.
Isn't that nice?
Open sesame. So, map. Ohanapecosh. Down here, big campground. Go up this road. Paradise is right over here. So we are parked here in the campground loop. And, oh shit, looks like we want to be on the other side. Maybe. So we're going to start here at Ohanapecosh. Go up, it's about 1.5 miles. Silver Falls is there. Going to cross the Stevens Canyon Road. Grove of the Patriarchs is still closed due to the flooding last winter, so we won't be able to go see that on the side trip. And we're going to go up. And we're going to continue going up to right here where the Ohanapecosh River leaves the trail and goes up in the mountains, and then we'll come back down. That's going to be about 11 miles round trip. Our starting elevation down here at Ohana is like 1,700 feet, I believe. And then up here, oh, that's Cascades Creek, too far. Up here, what is that? That's 2,400 feet, something. So, yeah, 2,500 feet. So you're literally only gaining 700 feet elevation in 4.5 miles. It's going to be flat.
Yep.
But we're going to go see some waterfalls and have some fun. What you talking about? I finished it just fine.
I let you cheat off my word search.
I did not.
Yes, you did. You gave up.
Alright, so we are parked here at the base of Loop B in the Ohanapecosh campground, and we are going to first go do a hike up to Silver Falls. This is a nice little easy loop trail if you want to do that. It's about 2.5 miles to Silver Falls and back. We are on the east side of the Ohanapecosh River, but there is a trail on the west side to complete the loop.
I didn't think about it.
So we'll just head on down.
And
Ohanapecosh, does it tell me how warm it is? No.
you can smell it.
Mm-hmm. Stay on the trail. Look at the pretty hot springs. It's like being back in Yellowstone almost. That's a lot of water coming out over there.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. Really?
When he's recording.
Seriously? Look, hot springs. It's like being back in Yellowstone.
They're very big now.
Well, yeah. It's because there's only a volcano, not an entire freaking hot spot. You can smell it.
Eh, not that bad.
Really funny.
So this is Laughing Water Creek. There is a trail.
Laughing.
Ignore these two idiots.
I wanted a picture.
Oi! With us or without us?
I'm going that way.
Get off the bridge.
A picture.
Filming!
Donkey. He's a.
God! Filming! So there is a trail that goes up Laughing Water Creek on the other side of the highway. I'm not sure if it connects down here or not. I think it does. But it's goes all the way up to the very edge of the park along the crest of the Cascades, and I think it's called 3 Lakes. Eventually you'll do that at some point. Nice, big, sturdy trail bridge over Laughing Water Creek. Pretty, pretty. Of course, it's September, so this is about the lowest water you'll get in all these creeks, so the waterfalls aren't going to be super exciting. I mean, you can tell thousands of other people have done it, so you can see the old bridge footing was there, probably angled that way, and then I bet the tree fell and took out the bridge, so they had to build a new one. But I believe there's a connector trail going up. Is that what that sign says, or does it just say Laughing Water Creek? Okay, so the junction must be up here, Lois, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that just goes over there. But I believe should be a trail junction that will take you up to the Laughing Water Creek trailhead on the highway, which is right up there. All right, he'll catch up. We can leave him. Yes, this is quite unique for Mount Rainier, being this low in elevation. Ohanapecosh is the lowest elevation portion of the park. The park entrance at Ohanapecosh is at like 1680 or something, so 1700 feet in elevation. And it's also quite dry because the mountain is in the way and absorbs most of the incoming weather that comes off the ocean. So dry and low, very peculiar for the park. The Ohanapecosh River down there, also running low because it is September. Have to come back and run this trail completely downhill
in like July when all the water is high, but you know, might as well hike the trail while you can hike the trail, right? Thought there was a trail intersection. I thought I saw it on the map. I swear there's one. Oh, it's up here a little ways further. You gotta get past the creek. Huh?
Might as well kick it
I think
into the sewer.
I think we have. I see railing and I hear angry water, so I think we are. I think we have arrived. Yep. I see pretty.
Silver Falls.
I see pretty.
Oh, it's still pretty.
Oh, I got it. Look at all that wood caught in there. Wow.
Oh my god.
Tunnel. There's your bridge there.
Yep.
Ooh, so I think I'm gonna set up for the long exposure here. This is gonna give the best overall look at the area. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Go down to the bridge and tell me what it's like down there, because this is a pretty good.
Definitely get a better view up there.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a better view up here. Look, Munchkin, a waterfall. Huh? Okay. So yeah, we're just trying to decide where the best spot for a long exposure is. I'm gonna set up for that. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or you can do them rocks there. The trail goes right around it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that, but I kind of like back here. I kind of like back here. Come over here a little bit where the tree's a little out of the way. I kind of like right here. You get enough of this too.
Maybe two exposures.
Yeah, I'll have to open up the camera and see how zoomed out it is. But I like this. Alright, I think I'm going to kill the camera and set up for a long exposure. Alright, so I took a long I'm bringing this down there. Is it a good spot for video? Okay. Waterfall's so loud we can't hear each other communicate. So I'm gonna go bring that down there with the assumption that it's a good spot to take video for the other half of the long exposure. But let's cross this bridge over the Ohanapecosh River. That is cool. Oh yeah. That's like the Snoqualmie River. Ash and I went up and did earlier this summer in the Olympics. That's what that reminds me of. That's cool as heck though. So, yes, this is a social trail. Normally I tell you do not go off trail. But it's an already super established social trail. There's no way in heck this vegetation is ever going to grow back, and you're gonna get full frontal of a waterfall. So do I advise it? Still no. Do I understand why people do it? Yes. And I mean, I can't tell you not to go do it and be stern about it, because that would make me a hypocrite. But again, I'm not squishing on any fresh flowers. It's an already established social trail, and there's a good reason to go do it. It's not like I'm going to go look at a pretty flower in a field of pretty flowers. I'm going to go get up close to a big waterfall. That gorge is super pretty. That gorge is super freaking pretty. Oh, so this is more people die in this spot in the park than anywhere else because of the water. Huh? I was asking if that was a good spot to take video.
Yeah. I thought you meant like,
No.
can you help?
Video, they're good.
I thought you meant over the bridge. Like,
No.
view.
No. I figured there was no view off the bridge, but that's cool as hell. You just go find wherever, I'll adjust it, but I'll just go find the best spot for it. Huh? No, it's not rolling. I killed it. That way I don't have to edit it out. Yeah. Oh, that's such a cool spot. Oh yeah. I'm going to come down here, YouTube. Lay my backpack up against the ledge. Then I'll kill my face and resume this, because that's, oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. God, that water's so damn pretty. Like even in super low water conditions, I could see how a bunch of people die here. That's a lot of fast water moving through here still. I mean, if it was sunny, would we do it? Probably.
Probably.
But that's because we're smarter and we know when not to do it and when to get out. I mean, your best bet would be
Right here and find
crawl up one of the steps and get up there and get up. But that's like a 1 or 2 jump day at most.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a good long exposure.
We could go over there. That water's high enough. Which I assume it's high enough right now, but like in July, you know.
Uh-huh.
It's probably dripping through.
Well, at that first lower ledge there, maybe, yeah.
Just jump off that bridge. God.
Oh, not even off the bridge, just right here on this first ledge down below.
Yeah.
Like even off this right here, that's probably the deepest spot right there.
Yeah.
You could get out onto that and pop in, but then you got a long way to go find a get out spot, which then you're probably gonna get
Cold.
it's pretty, yes, it's pretty damn cold. Still recording, thank you. All right, let's get this other half rolling. If it's signed, you might as well. See, look, YouTube, if you're patient, most of the time the Park Service will provide you with an actual professional good overlook. But, you know, most people aren't patient, and Ash and I are risky, so yeah. Railing up there for the trail. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh, look at that. That's cool. That's pretty cool, I'd say. I mean, our spot was better, but you know, I'm not gonna say bad. I'm not gonna say boo to this. Cool. Yeah. Nothing. Not a bad overlook spot, eh?
No, not that bad at all. He's ready to climb over.
Shit, please don't. She's such an adventurous little munchkin.
Those other things. I like up on the block.
Yeah, so go. Now we are above the brink of Silver Falls and continuing our upstream travel. We should be coming up, I think, an intersection with the Olali Ridge Trail eventually, I think. Maybe. Yes, eventually it'll split. So Olali Ridge Trail Junction, and then the Stevens Canyon Road, cross that, go over the Patriarchs, and then we'll be continuing on. But that's a pretty cool spot. The reason why it's one of the more popular spots in all the park. Looks like they're gonna be putting up new railings. Big ones too. It's too, oh my lord.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not done with it. They're probably putting in a new railing.
It's like Photoshop wood.
Yeah, I know. It's like not real.
No, it's not.
Swinhole.
too cold.
You are. We'll continue walking. You'll get warm in 5 minutes. Oh yeah. There's a good couple of swimming holes in there. That's pretty. One of these days, we'll come back, just hang out. All right, is this the intersection? Yep, so this is the Cowlitz Divide Trail. Well, we know that, but we're going to continue on Eastside Trail. So this is the other end of the loop of the Silver Falls Trail. Then you continue that way.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going straight. We are going straight. Oh look, there's another way down to the water, to the swimming holes right there.
Yep.
Okay, well, continue on straight.
Oh, so both bridges are in the same direction?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, 'cause it's on the other side of the highway. Ugh. Well, then I guess, depending on how scenic this is, which is looking to be pretty dang scenic. No, no sleep for you. Huh? Oh wow. Spend all day hanging out at a place like this. But we've got other places to go see. Oh wow. You could spend literally all day just hanging out along just this section of river. What are you doing? Come on.
Ow, smacking me.
Morning.
Go for it.
Could spend all day hanging out along the river just in here.
No, just popping all the rocks.
Uh-huh.
We do that all day.
That's freaking cool.
Go down?
No, we got other places we need to go see. Maybe if we do a Silver Falls loop specific, we'll come out and hang out on this stuff. But we've got other places to be, things to do, things to see. Would be nice. Yeah.
Big fat rock, big fat rock.
Big fat rock. Wow. Yeah, you could spend a lot of time just poking about in here. But again, YouTube, it is dangerous and I do not recommend you do it. I might go do it. That's because I'm an idiot. I'm a well-trained idiot. I know my boundaries and I know when not to get in the water and I know when to get out of the water. Holy hell. That's a big freaking rock to go around. Could you imagine in the summertime in full flow, that water, the river's probably just ripping over it. Whoa. It's a good place to drown. It's a very high quality place to drown. With the river that dark, it's probably 30 feet deep there. Mm-hmm. Look at this. There's a pothole right here in the side.
Yeah, I see that. Those cars.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a big ledge right there to go sit on too.
Pretty
Holy.
wild, man.
There's your sketchy side trail. Wow. There's your sketch. Yeah, there's your sketchy side trail down onto it. But that pothole's up out of the water this time of the year.
Buddy, I wanna.
I know, I do too. But we got other places we need to go see still. Oh.
That's not hazardous at all.
Nope. Mm-hmm.
Swimming hole number 8.
Mm-hmm. So we have made it to the crossing of the Stevens Canyon Road and the Grove of the Patriarchs parking lot. Now, in the summer, I think July and August, this trail and this section of road is a quite literal madhouse. But because it is September, not peak season, and the Grove of the Patriarchs is closed. I'm not talking to either of you, I'm monologuing to the camera.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. This road is quite quiet because the Grove of the Patriarchs trail is closed. But we're not going there, we're continuing.
It's so unnatural.
Hey,
What?
hey,
Yes. So, normally, pretty much any other year, we'd go take the 20-minute or half an hour detour and go walk around Grove of the Patriarchs and go see some really massive cedar trees. But the bridge is dead, so we cannot. I can see the bridge. I don't know what the problem is with the bridge. It looks like it's fine. So 6-2 to Deer Creek, 9-3 to Cayuse Pass. Grove of the Patriarchs is right there. Oh, it's
That was
oh
the bridge we went on.
yes, that's what I said.
Oh, sad. I like that bridge.
Oh yeah,
Good now.
the entire buttress on this side is about ready to wash out. So no, it's not safe to cross.
Let's cross them anyway.
Yeah, no. So now we're gonna go on the lonely portion of the Eastside Trail. From here on in, most of the Eastside Trail is so little used. When Dad, Jared, and I came down from Chinook Pass on it a couple years ago, the first like 3/4 of a mile was just through open meadow with really short grass, and the trail is literally wide enough for a boot, otherwise you couldn't see it. It was perfect. We'll have to run it again now that I'm taking videos of stuff. Oh yeah. Yeah, the river used to be in the middle. And now it's about ready to eat the bridge, which means that's not going to get open anytime soon, which sucks, because that's a really cool bridge and a really cool section of area to hang out in. And also there's a really cool swimming hole right here that looks like the gravel bar is eaten into also. Oh yeah, no. There's a rock right there. Used to have a 8-foot deep hole in front of it, and now it's all gravel barred in.
Darn it.
Yeah. That was also like 10 years ago though, so. Oh, yeah, right there. So now I think next stop is going to be the crossing of Olali Creek. And if the trail crosses in the right spot, we should see some waterfalls, which is also a side trip, a waterfall hunt I want us to go do. But I'll explain that when we get there.
But not today.
Not today, no, because we would have gone up one of those other, we would have walked up to the road, 2 different parking lots, and gone up the trail to the top of the ridgeline and followed the creek
Come back
down.
down.
There's like 5 waterfalls as you come down. And then you'd walk this on the way out. So this is all new, even to me. Well, after about another mile, another half an hour of walking. Ooh! Somebody fuzzy got munched.
Yeah?
I've got a bunch of fur here in the trail. It looks like a, I think it's an owl pellet that got blown up. No, it's coyote poop. Never mind.
Coyote poop?
Looks like coyote poop munched on a bunny or something. But anywho, we have arrived at Olali Creek. Hey, look! It's a waterfall!
Oh my god, it is.
It's not the most impressive thing because it's September, but that's one of the waterfalls. What do you mean? It's great. So yes, this is the creek will come down and waterfall hunt down. At some point, hopefully we'll come down this creek and it'll be its own separate waterfall hunting video, and I'll post that there at some point, but that's not today's objectives. Yeah. Shall we continue?
Looking at these weird looking ferns.
Yeah.
Tracking fern?
Nope.
No?
I think they're related to deer fern.
How far was this one at?
I think we've gone a mile since the road. So you've gone. It's that time of the year. Squirrels are gonna start dropping spruce cones. We've already seen a couple of big stashes along the road, but the squirrels are starting to drop the spruce cones for their winter food. Start stashing them. You can see that one's already been eaten up because it's ripe, but the not quite ripe ones they'll go stash for later, and they'll forget something like a third to half of them. And that's how you get forests continue to grow. All this is dug fir cones, again from a squirrel dropping them out of the trees, getting ready to make a stash out of them somewhere. We probably got another hour or so of hiking to Ohanapecosh Falls and the bridge over the Ohanapecosh River before it goes up into the mountain, and that's going to be our lunch and turnaround spot. And if we come back downstream quick enough and we get back to Rex by like 3 o'clock or so, there's probably a decent chance we'll go up to, and if the weather continues to improve, there's probably a decent chance we'll go up to Sunrise anyway and go hang out up there for a little bit. But that's a maybe not kind of deal. So yeah, hopefully, I know I've said this a bunch, but hopefully next summer, so on and so on, hopefully next summer I'll be able to set up a shuttle, 2-car shuttle with Dad or Nash's car, and we'll run the entirety of the Eastside Trail downhill from Chinook Pass down to Ohanapecosh in one go and take video of it. Cause that'll be fun. That was fun to do the first time. I want to do that again. And we only went to Deer Creek too, so there'll still be a good 3-mile section of Eastside Trail I won't have seen after today. But that's okay. That's another time. Oh, just go. Ooh, this is a big blowout. Ooh, this is leaning good. Got a gangster lean going. Swim hole. I think we got like 3/4 of a mile, maybe.
Getting hangry.
Well, come on, muscles, up your butt. Cute little trail chiseled out of the moss with huckleberries along the trail. It's just too pretty of a spot not to get some video. We should be getting close. I think we're within a 1/3 of a mile or 1/4 of a mile. You can obviously hear that the river is getting more excitable again. Eventually we're going to run into the waterfall with footbridge going across the top of it. It's supposed to be super pretty, and that's where we'll stop and have lunch and take a long exposure, and then eventually turn around and head back. So no big exciting mountain views, no big lakes. Waterfalls aren't even that big because it's the wrong time of year, but the day off, all three of us had the day off together, had to go find something to do no matter what the weather, so we did. And sometimes that's just how it has to go. Just get out and go do it. It may not be the most exciting of things or super high on your list to go do things, but just get out and go do it, because you never know what kind of surprises you'll get. What? Well, I can hear some quite angry water, so I am assuming, like 99.9% sure, we are reaching our destination, Ohanapecosh Falls. Yes, I'm filming. Go. Oh, well, sucks. I'm filming. There's the bridge, or a bridge. There it is.
Yeah, baby. Double
Woo! Find me a good viewing spot, have some lunch, and set up a camera. Oh yeah, there, bud. Oh, fluffs, yeah. Yep, that'll work. That'll absolutely work. Let's go for a swim. Yeah. Double swim there, and then drop down and swim again. All right, YouTube, we're gonna sit down, have lunch, and I'm gonna set up for a long exposure, and we're gonna hang out here for a while. Yeah. So now we're going to go put camera on the bridge for a long exposure, looking back down the waterfalls and into the plunge pools, and show you how absolutely gorgeous this part of the Ohanapecosh River is. There's only one problem. On the underneath of the bridge, there is a very active wasp nest, so we've got to be quite delicate about this. I am not excited to do this at all, but risks we have to take. So the waterfall's over there. First, when we come out, go upstream really quick. Are you staying here?
Okay. Come over. The walkie-walkie. That's down. I'm gonna get a video somewhere in here of that. The wasp nest is under that railing there. So we come over here. And I'm gonna shoot along the river that direction somewhere. Wasp nest. Kind of see it. I'll probably point it out in ending, but it's there. I'm gonna go set up on the bridge quietly, slowly, and try to get a good view down into those points. Should be a pair of absolutely massive Douglas fir trees coming up here soonish. I may have started the camera a bit early, but oh well. We got Nash on the trail in front of me. Serena's herpa-derpa doing back here a little ways. She's right there. There she is. Just a little munchkin. Stash. Stash. Silly squirrel. Silly squirrel. There's a massive Douglas fir there. It's not the one I was exactly thinking of, but he's easily, that snag is, oh no, he's still growing. The secondary shoot is still growing, but that's easily 6 to 8 feet wide around the base. Ugh. Oh, I also turned this off for a little bit. What?
Oh, you're recording now.
Yeah. I should have recorded that. Would have been hilarious.
his can. Heard that. Excuse me, YouTube, sorry. I was gonna turn it off, but I like the look of these vine maples hanging over the trail too much, so I'll keep it running until we pass them, and then I'll kill it. Alrighty, so we have made it back to Silver Falls. The overlook is there. The bridge and the railing and such is over here. And I figure probably staring at the waterfall would be a good enough excuse to do the outro, so I'm gonna do the outro. It is roughly 4 o'clock. We left at 8. It is now. It's. Yeah, it's probably another 1/10 of a mile further along.
Okay.
So you got the waterfall here, and then it's gonna get really skinny for a bit. But eventually, yeah, it's probably another 5 minutes of walking, 5-10 minutes of walking maybe.
You can actually go down on this side of the river.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it completes the loop, yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay,
Yep.
perfect, thank you.
Yep. Have a good one, guys. Look, she's sitting on the rail. Anywho, as I was saying, I'm going to use this stupid scenic portion of the trail to do my outro. So it's taken us about 8 hours to do the round trip, with stoppage for taking long exposures and eating lunch. Again, this has been the Eastside Trail from, oh god, look at it in the sunshine. Holy hell. Holy shitoli, bro. You know, especially at high water. Don't know how the hell you're getting out of that, but you could probably jump in that from here. Don't know where you're getting out though. You'd have to bring a rope and go drop a rope way down there and hope you don't get too hypothermic and cramp up.
Brave it, climb the cliff.
Yeah. Yep. God damn, dude. Anywho, this has been the Eastside Trail from Ohanapecosh Campground to Ohanapecosh Falls with a stop at Silver Falls. Did not do the Grove of the Patriarchs because it was closed. But thank you for joining us. Please leave a like and a comment down below, especially if you disliked it, please comment. And yeah, this has been Brandon, Nash, and Sabrina at Mount Rainier National Park. I'll talk to you next time. Have a good one, and ciao.